I made environmental themes by having students learn about environmental communication and then choose a particular local issue to create materials that could be used to help citizens talk about environmental issues in our region. As part of my class, the students went to the local heat plant on campus to try to understand how heat is generated, how coal is part of that, and what kind of waste is produced and what the environmental issues are related to heating production here on campus. The Office of Sustainability, Sonia Marcus, was there to give them her perspective on this plant and the future and how it fits in with the larger environmental themes.
Here we are. We have this problem. You know, I was talking at the beginning about how it's we, everything is we, there is no they. Well, this is we, you know. Coal is we and climate change is we. But you still have communities of people struggling to stay afloat, struggling to control costs. So is the university. You know, it's easy to kind of isolate all these problems and say, well, why aren't you putting more money into this? Why aren't we buying more natural gas? You know, why don't we switch over to geothermal? Why aren't we doing that? Well, because there's all kinds of competing interests at this university right now, and every dollar is a dollar that people are absolutely fighting over.
So the students really had a neat experience of hearing multiple perspectives and trying to make sense of it on their own, and I think it was mind-blowing for some of them. They made comments like, how do they get all those trucks of coal in here every day without us seeing them? And then also people saying, well, it's really not making as much pollution as I might have thought, and he really seemed to know what he was doing. So it sparked a really great conversation in my class too.
One thing to maybe retain from an environmental communication perspective too is that you're not really all that useful in terms of facilitating any kind of dialogue between different parties in whatever community that you're serving if you can't understand the perspectives of all these different people, you know? I mean, to call them stakeholders is even kind of impersonal, but just people. You know, you got to understand people, you have to have relationships with people, and you have to understand that you're not going to agree on everything, but that again, you know, collectively, potentially you have the power to come together and make better decisions than you would alone.
What's CF stand for? What we're doing today is planting fruit trees at community hubs around Athens. And our goal is to increase the amount of fresh fruits available to people here in Athens, because generally speaking, Americans do not get enough produce. And especially if you're impoverished, fresh produce is one of the first things that is taken out of your diet.
There's 3 peach trees and then mulberry trees.
Yeah,
or mulberry bushes. Bushes? Gooseberry bushes.
Thank you. Yeah, you do. Careful there.
We're trying to make landscaping edible, I guess. So all these plants, the goal is that the community will help grow them and everything, and then you can come by and pick them and eat them.
What we're doing is it's part of a larger project called the Eco-Ohio Garden Project. And what we've done over the last several months is we've had an organic gardening workshop to teach people in the community at the university how to grow produce organically. We're also concerned about the local food system, and we're hoping to contribute to the local food system and to make it more sustainable by teaching organic practices and also by helping Athens to be a little more self-sufficient by planting fruit trees.
It just makes you realize how easy it is just to do a simple project like this. I mean, I know it's not simple because it takes a lot of organization and where you're planting the trees, but it just kind of opens your eyes to how easy it is just to make everybody healthier in the long run just by planting trees on public property.